Be along in just a little bit with an update on our forecast.
Betsy, we begin today with a story out of St. Ignatius High School. Educators there have suspended more than a dozen varsity lacrosse players after they learned they were engaged in underage drinking and hazing. Channel 3's Monica Robbins has the details.
Sources tell me that the event happened at an off-campus party at a private residence in late March. It involved 17 varsity lacrosse players, and there was no police involvement. But it did come to the attention of the administration when they overheard a conversation among students. They launched an investigation and found that the party involved underage drinking and some hazing with several students. No one was seriously injured, but St. Ignatius has a zero-tolerance policy. And now the 17 are suspended on Friday and can't take part in any school extracurricular activities. That includes the Midwest Lacrosse Tournament. The entire varsity team will miss the Friday and Saturday games. And as further discipline, the 17 will have to take part in what the school calls jugs, or judgment before God, which is essentially detention. They will be required to attend 2 3-hour days in June. That's actually after the last day of school and will include graduating seniors. This is also the team that had no season last year because of COVID. So this tournament pullout may hinder any player who was hoping for a potential scouting opportunity. The team does have games next week and will be able to participate in playoffs, which start in mid-May. In Cleveland, Monica Robbins, 3 News.
Well, now on your feed at 5, as we just saw, Cleveland is in the spotlight. Of course, we'll talk about the NFL draft here in Northeast Ohio. And the person running the show, well, that'd be the mayor of the city, wouldn't it? And Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson has been at the helm for nearly 16 years, longer than any other mayor in history. He is expected to announce as soon as today his plans for the future, possibly that he will or won't be seeking an unprecedented 5th term. This is going to leave the top job in the city possibly open to more than half dozen major candidates who've already announced plans to seek that office. Mark Namick takes a look back at Jackson's tenure and how it shapes the next year's race.
Council president starting in 1989, mayor since 2006. Frank Jackson's politics and management of the city has influenced the lives of residents and workers downtown for decades. He's relied on a low-key political style and a mechanics approach to the basics to guide the city through the 2008 Great Recession. His other wins, passing an unprecedented tax hike for the Cleveland Public Schools and later a major income tax increase. Major redevelopment downtown, from public square and sports facilities to the lakefront. He took the bold step of asking the U.S. Justice Department to review the police department's use of force, leading to a deal to reform the department. But during his tenure, the city also lost population. Poverty is high, violent crime now spiking. And city departments, including the Health and Utilities Department, have suffered under poor management and a lack of new ideas. Business leaders, frustrated by a slow-moving city hall, privately expressing a desire for change. Now, more than a half dozen candidates showing interest in the race for mayor, including Cleveland Council President Kevin Kelly, nonprofit executive Justin Bibb, former Councilman Zach Reed, and looming large, former Cleveland Mayor and Congressman Dennis Kucinich, who's considering an attempted comeback. On Monday, State Senator Sandra Williams announced she wants to be mayor. And today, Councilman Bashir Jones declared his candidacy.
And we've accomplished a great deal in Ward 7. In a short period of time. And I believe with me as mayor, the same will be done across the city from Ward 1 to Ward 17. Are you ready for a better Cleveland? Are you ready for a better Cleveland?
The filing deadline for mayor is June 14th. Those that qualify move on to a September runoff, the final 2 in November. And the winner there will get an office here at 601 Lakeside and be in control of a combined budget of around $1.8 billion, and will have to build on the legacy of Mayor Jackson and tackle his failings. This is Mark Namick reporting from downtown Cleveland.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. I know there's a press conference coming up within the hour. We don't know if there's going to be an announcement today, but certainly you are on standby. So keep your ear to the ground, and we look forward to hearing more from you at 6. Thanks so much. And tomorrow we'll take a deeper dive into what's next for Mayor Jackson and Cleveland as Russ Mitchell sits down for a one-on-one interview. You can catch that right here on 3 News at 5 and 6 tomorrow evening.
Well, beginning next week, the mass vaccination clinic at the Wolstein Center will begin offering the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. You'll remember that's the 1-dose vaccine. It will be available from Tuesday, May 11th through the following Monday. The clinic will also continue to offer first-dose Pfizer shots through Monday.
Speaking of coronavirus, now let's take a look at the number of cases in Ohio. 1,387 were reported overnight. That's about 70 fewer than yesterday.
Our 14-day average also down to 1,429. Our cases per 100,000 down as well. In fact, from the vaccine news, we're now at 4.78 million Ohioans that have started the vaccination process. That's just under 41% of our state's total population. By the way, we always give the number of people in Ohio that have had the first vaccine. I thought tonight we'd give you the number of Ohioans that are fully vaccinated. 3.9 million of you are. That accounts for exactly 1/3 of our population, which, by the way, means Ohio ranks 22nd out of 50 states in terms of vaccination population. Well, if you're someone who likes to drop a wager on your favorite sports team, we have some big news for you. There is a new push for sports betting in Ohio to become legal. The Senate today introduced a new gaming bill. The bill gives the Ohio Casino Control Commission regulatory authority over sports gaming in the state. And the debate was who should regulate gaming. It was basically coming down between them and the Lottery Commission. Some think that it should be the Casino Commission instead. The Ohio Capital Journal is reporting that the bill offers 20 sportsbook licenses to facilities like casinos and racinos, as well as 20 more licenses to brick and mortar locations that would be most likely sports bars. Betsy, sports gaming is legal in every one of our border states except Kentucky. In the United States, sports betting is a $13 billion a year business. And once upon a time, all the pro sports leagues, Betsy, were doing everything they could to distance themselves from sports betting. Not anymore. Now sports teams are endorsing it, sports leagues are endorsing it, and if you're wondering why, it's pretty simple. It's money.
It's all about the money, definitely. And you know, last year, Forbes had a very interesting article that they put out about why it's so attractive for states. And of course, the budget shortfalls in states across the country because of lost tax revenue, because of the work at home. I mean, it's like this whole trickle-down effect. And a lot of states are going to be looking at sports betting to try and fill that gap in tax revenue. So since it is a cash cow, it definitely looks like it could end up being something that Ohio takes a look at. But, you know, the ones who actually do the winning, it's not the gamblers all the time.
Yeah.
There's a few lucky ones out there, but certainly the odds are not really in your favor.
I always tell people those big marble casinos in Las Vegas, they're not cheap.
Right.
And they're built on our losses, typically. Yep. From what I talked with Mark Namick about this last week, he seems convinced that this is just, it's not when this, it's not if it happens, but when it happens.
Yeah.
So,
I think so too. It's easy money for the state.
It is.
Well, friends, you know, Mother's Day is only 3 days away now, 3 days away. And no surprise here, but flowers are in high demand. There's a new survey by Retail Me Not that shows 47% of Americans are planning to get their mama flowers this year, even though only 32% of moms want flowers. Most moms I know just want a nap. And did you know there's a shortage on those flowers? Well, we spoke to a florist in Westlake today about her concerns.
Because of COVID, a lot of the farms, the workers haven't come back, and so the crops have not been taken care of. And then in South America, the weather has been bad, so all the carnations, ostromeria, daisy pumps, they have not been able to get them.
Well, Caitlin says luckily she was able to order early and got what she asked for, but Hey, it's also prom season right now and in the next few weeks, and you can imagine that the florists are really going to be in high demand as all the boutonnieres and corsages. And then it's wedding season. I mean, it's just like this constant flow. And, you know, it's all about the weather at that point. You can't really get those super pretty flowers from places like South America and international places because the weather there impacts their growing season and whatnot. So if you are looking to order flowers from a florist, you know, maybe not a grocery store, but actually the florist, get on it now and probably plan to pay a little bit more because those flower shortages are probably going to drive the prices up a little bit.
Bets, I didn't realize that only 32% of moms, or whatever the number was, want flowers. I just always assumed that that's a great gift for them. No?
Nap. Just give me time for a nap. Maybe feed me. Tell me I'm pretty. That's always good too. Do the dishes. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make moms happy. Just take a little bit of the burden off and, you know, feed us and tell us we're pretty.
All right, very good. Good to know. I'll file it away. Next on What's New, our Reconnecting series is back. We love this so much. We're going to introduce you to a woman from Solon who is looking to find her sisters. Lindsey Buckingham shares their emotional plea coming up.
And Friends fans rejoice. Hear what Courtney Cox told Ellen about the show's upcoming reunion special. It's ahead in Pop Break.
Wow. Hey, Matt Wintz, good afternoon to you. I feel like we got a little surprise sunshine today.
Well, Jay, when you forecast increasing clouds, that really doesn't tell people how much sun we're going to get. You know, those clouds are increasing, but you are absolutely right. We've got glorious sunshine, but things are already changing. Folks, in the western half of the area, we've got dark clouds and rain moving in, but your outdoor dining forecast, I'm going to give it a thumbs down tonight just because we have that rain coming in, but if you can squeak in an early dinner, you'll be all right. We'll take that forecast and look at that Mother's Day system coming up after the break.
Welcome back to What's New. You may remember back in February, we brought you the heartwarming series Reconnecting. That's where our Lindsey Buckingham teamed up with Search Angels to reunite long-lost family members. It was a tearjerker, Betsy.
It was. That's the one that we were like, they're sisters.
It was unbelievable.
It was such a great moment, right? And we're going to do it again. Today, we meet a Solon woman searching for sisters that she last saw 55 years ago after a family tragedy. Our Lindsay Buckingham, she has the story.
55 years ago, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 4-year-old Renee Scarpa's life turned upside down when her father, Ralph, presumably took his own life.
In your mind, you're thinking, whatever was going on with them, they would have rather been dead than hang in there with you. And as a child, as most children will do, they blame themselves. It really formed a kind of a deep seed in me of issues with self-worth, confidence, value. It's been a lifelong challenge that I've had to kind of think through and work through.
A void made bigger when Renee was separated from her 3 half-sisters after Ralph's death. And the grief made worse too when her mother, who was struggling with mental illness, wouldn't answer questions.
She was extremely fragile, and so she wasn't approachable with the questions that I had. I had to think about her needs over mine, and no amount of information was worth hurting her over.
So Renee moved on, believing her sisters wanted to live their own lives without her.
Through all of the grief and all of the hurt and everybody kind of protecting themselves and their own feelings, I think maybe that's where the understanding came that they didn't want anything to do with us. I felt like in respecting my sisters', wishes, that was loving them too.
A selflessness Renee would carry on in her career as a hospice nurse.
You have to start with the heart, and that's really what leads you to want to help others. And I do believe it started with helping my mom. We could facilitate families coming back together and actually resolving enough that they could just be there for each other and love each other and maybe agree to disagree.
While watching patients mend fences before they passed on, Renee couldn't help but think of her sisters and what could have been.
I had the conflict. I really wanted it, but I'm not sure they did. And I felt like it could cause harm. Feeling like there was a missing piece to my life, to my heart.
Still, as Renee remains close with her own family, she's holding on to hope that one day she'll reunite with her sisters at the perfect time.
There's a need. There is a need for us all to connect. And there's times in our lives that we need it more than ever.
Okay, Lindsay, we're hooked again. You did this to us in February, and we're hooked. First of all, I want to say what an incredible woman Renee seems to be. She's clearly put her own past and her own pain aside while she's built a life helping others. Did she say what finally prompted her to get to the point where she needs to reach out, she needs help?
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. You saw it in the story. She started caring for her mother at a very young age. Then she continued that selflessness into her hospice care, as a hospice care provider, rather. She did that until 2017, until her husband had a stroke. And she relocated her whole family from New Mexico to Northeast Ohio so that he could receive care at the Cleveland Clinic. Wow. And after they moved here, they've been here for a few years, they saw our series Reconnecting, and she felt compelled to reach out.
Well, can you tell us anything about Renee's case?
I can share with you that it's a very complex case. We're talking about a 55-year gap. I can also share that our search angels worked so hard. Unfortunately, I can't share what they found until next Thursday on What's New.
Oh, we have to wait a whole week again.
See, she did it again, Bets. She pulls us in, and now we're all dying to see how this thing ends. Lindsay Buckingham, what an incredible story. We will wait with bated breath until next week to find out part 2 of your story. Lindsay, thanks so much. These stories they're just fascinating.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So cool.
Man.
Well, you know, we have actually seen some nice sunshine today. It was cool, but it felt warm in that sun. That's the nice thing this time of the year. Matt Wynn's joining us now. Matt, looks like you got the gang there with you in the playroom. It's a beautiful afternoon, but some days you just need to kind of go inside and do a little coloring, right?
Yeah, well, that's right, Betsy. And they've been outside. You already went outside, what, three times today, honey?
No.
How many? It seems like, 2 times. I remember opening the door 3 times for you, so maybe you forgot something. But yeah, a great day to get outside or inside and build a Lego house she's been working on for 3 years.
Matt, I have to tell you, over the course of the pandemic over the last year, we are watching her grow.
Yeah.
It's incredible to me how she's grown over the last year. It really is. And our viewers have gotten to watch along too. It's really been cool. It's been nice that we kind of get a peek into Matt's family. It's a wonderful family. I digress. Your weather word today, because of that story we just watched, is reunited. Work that into your forecast if you can, sir.
Very, very good. Will do, Jay. You know, and it's interesting. I just had a flashback. It was a year ago that we started that game on this wall to guess that we were having our third kid, Wyatt.
I remember.
And I can't believe it's been a year already. I mean, it's crazy how fast time has gone. And Emmy, did you want to tell Betsy and Jay what you're building here? Is this an oil rig? What are you doing?
It is. It's just a house.
Just a house? It's really cute. Is it going to stand up to the rain this weekend?
No.
No, great. All right, well, we'll work on that. We'll work on the foundation for sure. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the rain this weekend. Obviously, today, bonus day. Temperatures outside generally in the 50s right now, even some upper 50s. Akron checking in at 59. But we do have rain that's going to move in this evening, and especially tonight after sunset. You can see how those rain chances hour by hour really increase around the midnight hour, especially as the bulk of the system moves through. Satellite and radar, boy, we're hanging on to the sunshine right now, but the clouds and rain have already moved into Sandusky, areas near Norwalk. That will spread east as we go throughout the evening, and a pretty good dose of rain heading our way as well. This is going to be a great garden variety rainfall that is going to be great for our area soils that need it. But you can see the bigger picture. We've got more rain off towards the north and the west. This cool pattern continues to stick around across all of the eastern U.S. And around this parent low up in the Hudson Bay, you get these little ripples of energy that are kicking off some showers. So we've got some rain not just tonight and tomorrow, another chance late tomorrow, and another one earlier Saturday. National Design Barn hour by hour forecast will show that quite nicely. You see tonight how the bulk of the rain moves through. Tomorrow morning, the rain will be exiting. We'll likely break into sunshine once again tomorrow, but it will be cool. Temperatures in the low 50s, so a little bit cooler than today. Another wave comes in tomorrow late in the day with some showers around, and then Saturday morning waking up, we'll have, some more clouds and showers before we see improving conditions later in the day. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. You can see we've got a pair of 55s the next 2 days. Mother's Day, the rain, we've been forecasting it all week. I've been saying keep an eye on the track of that low. It still looks like we're going to get some rain from that. And coming up in the next half hour, guys, we're going to detail what that looks like on Sunday, and we'll talk more warmth and improving conditions next week. I can't wait for that. We'll be back with more after the break.
It is time for our daily pop break. Today, we have a close call for one actor, a new trailer out for a popular Netflix show, and the latest on a Friends reunion. Here's Mike Polk Jr. with all the good stuff.
Actor Josh Duhamel is happy to be alive after having what he calls a near-death experience during a break from filming Shotgun Wedding, a new romantic comedy coming out with Jennifer Lopez. He talked to Jimmy Fallon about the Dominican Republic experience, sharing cell phone video of a massive wave plowing right into him.
Beautiful.
Don't worry, folks, he's fine, and he says he can look back and laugh at it. Get ready to go back to the Upside Down. Netflix popular show Stranger Things released another teaser trailer for its upcoming 4th season today.
11, you're listening.
The scene looks a lot like Hawkins' laboratory, where other children, like 11, have supernatural powers. No release date yet, but it looks intense. And the Central Perk posse is revving up their reunion. Courtney Cox, aka Monica, talked to Ellen about the upcoming Friends reunion, saying taping was pretty emotional.
It's an unscripted reunion, but we got to be on stage 24 for the first time, all of us.
The crew wrapped up filming 2 weeks ago. No release date has been announced, but it will be shown on HBO Max.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Coming up in the next half hour of What's New, we're talking anxiety in pets and how to ease their actions as many of us head back to the office after over a year at home.
Plus, new video shows one Ohio senator on Zoom while driving. The controversy behind that call, that's pretty ironic. There's details ahead in Clicking in Cleveland.
Extremely ironic. It's one of those you have to see to believe. And the countdown is on to Mother's Day. Are you ready? Just ahead, we have a special edition of Throwdown Thursday, and we have, and I can't wait for this, a very special guest host. You do not want to miss this.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Listen to this, Chris Reithmiller, one of our production gurus, who is amazing and harasses me all the time, brought me a little package of fruit snacks and said, "You're pretty." There.
It wasn't just that he did it, it was how he did it. He flipped him on the desk and he goes, there, you're pretty.
There. Oh my
and he
God.
walks out. That was
He's a
fantastic.
man-child. Chris, you're a man-child.
Very funny.
Anywho, it's Thursday. We start to get a little bit happy because it's almost Friday around here. I am Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford. And yes, we finally got a little bit of sunshine today, but even better, it's starting to like really spring up outside without so much pollen on everything.
A lot of green out there. Quick update. Tribe just won their game in Kansas City, 4-0. It's their first 4-game sweep against the Royals in Kansas City ever.
What?
They've now won 9 of their last 11, 5 in a row. And Betsy, they're in first place. They're home tomorrow to start a weekend set with the Reds. Go out and support them.
Definitely do. That's great news.
How about that? First place. All right, we begin at 5:30 with 3 things you need to know. 8 years ago today, we all remember this. Amanda Berry, Gina DeJesus, and Michelle Knight all escaped the house on Seymour Avenue. That's where they had been held captive for a decade. Right now, you're looking at live pictures of a rally that's happening right now. That's in the space where the house once stood. It, of course, has since been demolished. Several activists are there honoring the girls' courage, and boy, did they have it. And family members of sexual assault victims are speaking to help raise awareness.
These days, everybody remembers where they were.
Amazing.
Well, today, Cleveland detective James Skirnovitz was honored along with 6 other police officers here in the state who were killed in the line of duty in 2019 and 2020. The 25-year veteran was killed in September on the city's west side. The memorial ceremony took place at the Police Training Academy in London. Since 1823, 809 Ohio peace officers have been killed in the line of duty.
And today, 3rd Federal hosted a COVID-19 vaccine clinic in its parking lot in Slavic Village. That neighborhood has the 3rd lowest vaccination rate in the entire city. Crews believe they vaccinated around 200 people, and they hope to vaccinate another 400 to 600 in the next 2 clinics there.
Well, it's time now for our top talker. And, you know, working from home gave humans and pets more time to bond with one another. These are pictures from Lisa in Hudson, whose dog is making sure she is not slacking off. Little Westie there, so cute.
Yeah. Meanwhile, others like Zoe just wanted to play all day long. When you return to the office, it can be a big adjustment for your dogs, too. It could lead to anxiety and, yes, even bad behavior.
Well, our digital anchor Stephanie Haney recently talked with a pet trainer on her 3 Things to Know podcast about how to ease some of that anxiety. Stephanie, I know you have been dealing with that. There is Harry Winston, the puggle. He's kind of a mascot for us anymore. But, you know, what should pet owners be doing now to prep their pets so they can get back to the office?
You know, Betsy, we have been dealing with it, and the first thing we can do is pay attention, because by the time our pets are freaking out when we leave the house, they have likely been exhibiting some low-level signs of separation anxiety. Shaker Hound Academy's Chris Ramsey told me here are some things that we can watch for.
The dogs that have separation problems usually have problems with people coming to the door. If I get up and go now upstairs to get my cell phone and my dog follows me, and I go downstairs to put in a little laundry, my dog follows me. I'm going to go take a shower, and the dog lays down right by the shower door. You know, all of those, like that clingy behavior. If people were to do that to you, you would be like, dude, what's going on?
The shower thing, the door thing, that is this guy right here. But we can retrain our dog's brains to think of those anxiety triggers as good things. Here are a few things that Chris says we can do.
Very Pavlovian. So your door buzzer, if you played that buzzer and you threw food at your dog and you did that for a week, it wouldn't be more than a week, maybe 2, where the buzzer happens on your door and you throw food, and the dog's going to think totally differently about that, because the reactive side of the brain and the reward side of the brain are different and they're incompatible.
I'll tell you what, that is just one of the things that I have been trying with Harry Winston, and it has helped so much. And there's so many more tips from Chris. You can find that on the podcast on every platform. And it's also linked at wkyc.com/3 Things to Know. And Jay and Betsy, I'll share this too. That trick we've seen on the internet about leaving your sweatshirt in the crate with your dog, don't bother, because the time your dog is attached to you, it's not tricked by that. It knows you're not home, and there are lots of other things you can do, which we talk about in the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh
Dogs,
my God.
they're so smart. They figure it out.
Well, and you can tell Harry Winston, the puggle, very high maintenance dog. Obviously, high energy, you know. He's just sitting there chilling. He's very content to have his mom up right now.
He's pretty happy. Very happy to snooze when mom is around, that's for sure.
Well, he is a precious animal, and we're glad that you have him because I know he keeps you great company. And Betsy's right. He's like our What's New mascot. Yeah. We've adopted him as part of the show's family, and we love him just the same. He's a cutie. Steph, thank you. I love the tip about the treat when the doorbell rings. I'm going to try that. Still ahead on What's New. So who is our special Throwdown Thursday guest host? You're going to find out in 7 minutes. That's when Betsy and I see who knows more about Mother's Day.
I'm sweating, we'll put it that way. Then how does a Grand Slam Beer Fest sound? It's happening here in Cleveland this summer. New details about what to expect with the Indians coming up and clicking in Cleveland. And of course, we're keeping an eye on the forecast too. Matt, looking outside on that CSU cam, can't help but see there's a lot more cloud cover coming in.
Yeah, Betsy, for sure. We've got rain already pushing into Erie and Huron County. Lorain County are next, and that's going to overspread all of Northeast Ohio this evening. We still need 3 to 5 inches of rain to get up towards the average. I think we're going to get a good chunk of that this weekend. We'll take you through that Mother's Day storm coming up.
All right, Matt, we're looking forward to that, kind of. Well, we are in Ohio City for Save Our Sauce, featuring Farkas Pastry Shop. You know, Jay, for more than 50 years, they've been baking things like fruit-filled Linzers and raisin and walnut-filled nut rolls, lemon squares, and the best Napoleons you may find in the region. At least that's according to our Doug Tratner, who has a list of some of the great bakeries in our area. You can find that at wkyc.com/saveoursauce. We'll be right back. Yum. All right, it is, what is it, 3 days now? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 3 days to go until Mother's Day. Matt, you know, if folks are by chance getting some posies for their mamas, the good news is it doesn't look like mom's going to have to water anything right away. I guess there's that little bit of sunshine.
Yeah, Betsy, we can still get 2-day shipping on things like parkas and raincoats and umbrellas, stuff like that. So we're still in great shape here as Northeast Ohio. It's just got to get on it tonight or else we're going to lose that 2-day shipping for sure. It's a rainy pattern. We always say April flowers bring May, or April showers bring May flowers, but I always say April showers bring more May showers, which brings June thunderstorms around here. And that seems to be the case so far. We've got more rain moving in tonight after we squeaked in a nice day. The bigger picture looks like this, though. About 85% of the U.S. right now is enjoying sunshine. However, yeah, we got a little bit of that today, but look at the pattern across the Great Lakes. We've got these little spokes of energy that continue to come in here. This one producing quite a bit of rain. Nothing severe, no thunder with this whatsoever. Just a general rainfall that's going to move from west to east as we go throughout the evening hours. You can see it's already pushing into areas of Erie and Huron County. And someone could get Betsy a fan. That'd be great. You can see heavier rain now near Norwalk. That will push into Lorain County before we know it. Live look at the Cedar Point cam right now. And yeah, the skies have grayed up. We do have some light rain falling from those. That will be a trend across all of Northeast Ohio tonight. So this is for the greater Cleveland area. You can see the chances really ramp up over the next couple hours. I would probably highlight 7 o'clock as the time will likely get some rain into the Cleveland area, if not thereafter. This is what our model's thinking. You can say your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. As we go through time, that rain overspreads out towards Ashtabula, Portage County, down in Tuscarawas counties as well. Tomorrow morning, it should be pushing out, but it's going to be kind of raw. We'll be in the 40s tomorrow morning. We'll likely break into sunshine throughout a good duration of the day before more clouds and spotty showers return in the afternoon as yet another wave of energy moves on through. Not a washout tomorrow, just kind of raw with temperatures in the 50s. Thereafter, I say not a washout on Friday because we have the potential for a washout around here on Mother's Day. We've been watching this low all week, so if you have weekend plans, Saturday looks like a much better day. It will be chilly, but watch this area low pressure develop down towards Missouri. There's going to be a healthy area of rain on the northern end of this low, and depending on the track, we're either going to get a soaker all day or we'll have to watch the northern periphery of that line. I could foresee this low going just a little bit further south, and Cleveland would stay dry, but it just doesn't look like the case right now. It looks like we're going to have real good rain. Best chances south. That lasts all day Sunday. Eventually clears out on Monday, and that's going to set up a strong high pressure, which should bring us a beautiful week next week. We need the rainfall. This is what the Euro's saying, some 1 to 2 inch amounts down in the southern half of our area. The American model has been further north all along with this, and that brings heavy rain into the Cleveland area. Bottom line, we're going to get some rain around here on Sunday, and it will be beneficial. The latest drought numbers there, about 45% of the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest under drought versus last week's 48. Ohio's seen improving conditions as well, but still we have a deficit to make up. Union Home Mortgage 7-day, there's your cooler air with the clouds and the rain on Sunday. But look at next week. We've got several days of sunshine. We'll shoot up into the 60s and hopefully warmer thereafter. Our average high this time of year is still in the upper 60s right now. How about that? So we'll send it back to Betsy J. and our special guest, which I hear has a wonderful collection of bleached jeans there in the studio.
Yes, familiar folks will know what that story is. All right, Matt, thank you so much. We'll see you again at 7. I am seriously sweating
Betsy's nervous right now, and you're about to find out why. We have a very special edition of Throwdown Thursday for you today. It's not only a Mother's Day edition, because of course that's this weekend, but we have a very special guest host.
Here she is, everybody. It's Big Sue. Hi, Mom.
It says Betsy's mom's house.
Such an affectionate term.
Are we gonna put her name up as Big Sue? I wonder.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Sue.
Oh my gosh.
She's so mad at me that everybody calls her Big Sue.
We love it.
We say that because she's the smallest one in the family, and we say Big Sue, so she feels very big. So.
Well, I will call you Sue then. If you don't like Big Sue,
thank you.
You're Sue to me. And by the way, you look marvelous.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. All right, Mom, you're going to quiz us on Mother's Day facts. So we have our buzzers ready. We'll tell you who's the winner of the buzzing, and you just fire away.
Okay, question number 1. What year did President Woodrow Wilson sign a bill into law making Mother's Day a national holiday? Was it A, 1914, B, 1917, or C, 1920?
I'm just going to guess.
Yeah.
I rung in.
Yeah, you
Usually
did.
Jay's the first
This is only a 1-point question,
guess.
so it's not
I'm going to go with B for Betsy, 1917. No.
Uh-oh. -1 for Betsy.
My mom is mad.
All right. Does Jay get to guess on this?
I guess I should.
We should just know what the answer is, I guess.
Yeah, I'll guess that it was
It's
A. 1914, I think it was said.
That's what it was, 1914.
Oh, good.
yes.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So
Okay.
what's
Question
number
number 2 is true or false? True or false? Mother's Day is only celebrated in the U.S.
Oh.
I'm in on that one. There's no way that can be true. I mean, I don't know it for sure, but I would think everybody loves mom. All the countries.
So his answer is no.
correct.
It's correct.
All right, very good. Now that's a
And he
2-point
is
question
correct.
because that's question number 2.
What if you love your
Come
mom
on,
more
Betsy.
than others?
Now this is a 3-point question. Yeah, Betsy, come on, do it for
All
mom.
right.
Do it for
Here's-
Sue.
Yes. Approximately how many phone calls are made on Mother's Day?
Oh.
Is it A, 50 million, B, 70 million, or C, 122 million?
I already rung in. I'm going
Betsy's in on
122
this.
million.
Yeah, I would think.
Just go for the big
That's
number.
I would
correct.
think it would be
That's
that.
correct.
There you go. And just like that.
Yes,
Just
yes.
like that, Betsy's at +2. All right.
Thanks, Mom.
Finally,
All right.
All right.
question number 4.
She's talking smack to you, Betsy.
Moving right along.
And you.
On average, how much, Margaret, how much will shoppers spend on mom individually? $50, $150, or $220? That's A, B, and C, by the way.
How much are they going to spend individually? Is this?
I'm gonna come in on that. The 220 seems like an odd amount. I mean, we got a 50, we got a 150, so I'm gonna try
That's
with
right.
the
You're
big
right.
number. Oh, there we go.
Okay. All right. One more question.
All right.
Which of the following is the most popular gift on Mother's Day? Is it A, cards, B, flowers,
Wow,
or C,
Betsy's
take
in.
mom out to eat?
I'm going with flowers.
Wow, I'm so glad I didn't guess because that's what I would have guessed. That is so what I would have guessed. What is the number 1 gift, Sue?
Cards.
Well, you
Cards.
don't get a card from me. Because
Yes.
you get me.
No, I know.
I just come over. I'm cooking. Or you come over to my house. We haven't discussed Mother's Day yet. What do you want
No,
to do,
we
Mom? Do you want
haven't.
to come over to our house?
We'll see.
Oh,
We'll see.
She's
Am
gonna
I
make
keeping
you
the kids?
Well, listen, Sue, I think you did a marvelous job, not just hosting the game, but also raising Betsy, who's just, I love her to death. She's a wonderful person and co-host. And we wanted to do something a little special for you. Blossom Cleveland donated a bouquet of flowers for each of you. So if we could, on the live scene, could we bring them in for Sue?
Wow.
And we have some flowers
Look at how
here.
beautiful.
This is
for
amazing.
Betsy.
Thank you.
So happy Mother's Day,
Oh, my
Betsy.
gosh.
Happy
Thank you.
Mother's Day, Sue. And I know my mom is watching in Phoenix. Mom, I'm
yes.
sorry I didn't send you flowers for
Mrs.
this
Crawford.
segment. Happy Mom's Day to you
This
as well.
is awesome.
Happy
Aren't
Mother's
those
Day, Jay's
beautiful?
mom.
Yes. Sue, thank
This
you
is
so
our
much.
favorite color.
Enjoy those
Thank
flowers.
you.
They're beautiful.
I love you, Mommy. Thank you so
you.
much for helping
I
us
love
out
you
today.
too, sweetie. You bet, hon.
That's great.
I'll see you soon.
Be good now.
I'm sure I'll talk to you
Bye-bye.
before that. All righty.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you
As
will
she
too.
fades off.
The text messaging will begin now. Now, next on What's New, an Ohio senator is accused of distracted driving while listening to a hearing on a distracted driving bill.
No.
We love irony here in Ohio, and this one is top of mind in clicking in Cleveland.
It's unbelievable, it really is. Then this little guy's a great singer. We have his rendition of the Star Spangled Banner that you're going to want to hear, and the pretty cool gigs that it has led to. Stay with us.
have breaking news to tell you about right now. We told you in the last half hour that Mayor Frank Jackson here in Cleveland would be having a press conference. We weren't sure exactly what he was going to be addressing, but indeed he did address his possible run for a 5th term as mayor in Cleveland, and he has announced he will not be seeking re-election. He has been at the helm for nearly 16 years. As we told you earlier, this would have been his 5th term, but he will step out now of the mayor's office after serving the longest tenure as the city of Cleveland's mayor. We will, of course, have much more on this coming up on What Matters Most at 6. Jay?
Well, right now it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. For that, we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. And I got to tell you, this story about the distracted driving bill and the Ohio senator seems right out of a television sitcom. But it's real, folks. And Stephanie's here now with Clicking to tell us all about it. Stephanie, when I saw this story, I maybe I wasn't supposed to laugh because I guess it's controversial, but the whole thing just struck me as incredibly funny.
Absolutely, Jay. This has got to end up being one of the top Zoom fails of 2021. Now, remember, Ohio is currently considering a bill to crack down on distracted driving. So with that in mind, here is one of our Ohio senators, Andrew Brenner. He's joining a Zoom meeting in his car. Now, before he starts driving, we see him turn the green screen background on and put up an office picture. Then he turns off his camera, presumably to put his seatbelt on, because when he comes back on the screen, we see him with the office in the background, but wearing a seatbelt and clearly driving. Now, Brenner told the Columbus Dispatch that he was not distracted. He was paying attention to the driving and listening to the meeting. He said to him it was like being on a phone call. But I guess nobody told him that you can just call into Zoom without the video part. I bet she's got an aide giving him a tutorial on that very soon. All right, now if you love beer and you love baseball, the Tribe is about to bring you the first ever Grand Slam Beer Fest. That's coming on July 31st, and it's going to be at Progressive Field while the Tribe will be on the road playing the Chicago White Sox. This will be in 2 separate sessions. People 21 and up will be able to enjoy 150 craft beers, wine, and cocktails in partnership with Cleveland Beer Fest. Season ticket holders get priority access and a discount starting with pre-sale on Friday, and tickets go on sale for the general public at 9 a.m. on Monday, May 10th. Now, they hope to make this an annual event, Jay and Betsy, and what I think is great here is they also have the wine and the cocktails, because not everybody can do the craft beer. I'm one of them. It's too strong for me. It's like instant headache, but for the people that love that, It's going to be a great event.
I'm with you, but I know a lot of people do love it, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. Stephanie, thank you for that laugh.
I feel like I just want to do this.
I needed that. All right, still ahead on What's New, we want you to meet a young boy with an incredible talent. You don't want to miss him sing. It's our Show Us Something Good, and it's sure to leave you impressed.
Three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Well, a third grader in Louisville, Kentucky is the star of our show Is Something Good today. He is blowing social media away with his rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Got the vibrato going.
Wow.
Not bad, right? 9-year-old DeCorey Johnson sings a lot of songs via Zoom for his classmates, and he belted out some Journey, he sung some Tina Turner, he even got invited to sing the national anthem at a future Tennessee Titans game. Not a bad deal at all.
He's got the gift, no doubt. We're out of time. Back tomorrow at 5, and we hope to see you then.
What Matters Most with Russ and Laura starts right now.
Now at 6, breaking news. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson has just announced he will not seek re-election. We'll have a live report with the latest. 17 St. Ignatius students suspended over alleged hazing involving the varsity lacrosse team. What we've learned about the incident. Leaving a legacy.
We need the young people.